what I'm feeling for a lot of you is that I feel that there is something, an end to deception and lies coming in for this month. And I feel that a lot of you have to take the initiation or take the steps in order to bring about the end, okay? So that means either meeting up with somebody and having a discussion, having them contact you to meet up for a discussion. I want to warn you that I feel almost as if a lot of you are dealing with somebody who is very intelligent. They tend to be a little bit manipulative. I see a little bit of manipulation, a little bit of like weaseling out of certain situations, okay? So you're also a very intelligent sign, and you're very good at expressing your thoughts and ideas, and you're also very inclined to, I guess, fish out the truth. So you're really good at, catching people in the act and, just calling them out on it. But not only that, you want to like ask follow-up questions to lead to the right answers, okay? Because I feel like everything is, it's like a ball of yarn. You have to unravel it one step at a time in order to completely get at the heart of it, get at the truth. I definitely feel as well there is it is in your best interest to try to have the discussion early on. Like you don't even know how to begin to, unravel it, like to even initiate the process. So it feels like a sticky situation that has been built up over time. So I don't feel like it's anything new. This is something that has happened, and you're just, trying to get at the truth, get at the heart of the matter. And I do sense because of it, provided some insights for you, because Mercury retrograde is a really good time actually to revisit old problems, because it gives you insights for new ideas, new insights into old problems. So I feel like that might have come in for a lot of you, and as a result of it, you know how to begin to, attack or tackle this problem. I feel you are dealing with, for a lot of you, it might be like a older male figure. That's what I'm sensing. For others of you, it might be a younger person that is quite interested in you. Someone that is exactly your age or a little bit younger that is interested in you. And then I see others of you dealing with this with an older person. And then there are others of you who are experiencing this probably with a mother figure. So that's how I feel the energy is playing out, okay? I definitely feel there's some challenges here coming through from like a jealous third party. So whatever that means. So for example, if you're partnered up with someone and you're having issues, there's like a third party interfering. And I feel for the majority of you, it might be like another woman interfering, and that woman, it seems to me to be older. And for others of you, there might be like a younger person, exactly your age or a little bit younger, interfering. So there's this back and forth. It involves a lot of actors, and it's just a complicated situation. You've basically swept under the rug. And after that Mercury retrograde, you might have had some insights about, how to unravel this situation. But I feel like it involves somebody that is quite cunning, is very smart. And it's also telling me as well that in order to have this discussion, come in with a solid plan, okay? Lay out what you're going to say, lay out your argument. So you want to be a little bit more, I guess, systematic. So don't just wing it. This is actually very important, okay? I also see job interviews coming through as well. So for a lot of you, it might just be, an important meeting about job interviews. They're asking you a lot of complicated questions about, your work history, about your schooling and things like that. So you have to like be very, very systematic about the way you answer things. So very important month. And I do feel that on the work front, on the interpersonal relationship front, there are things that needs to be unraveled. Okay. So let's go into your reading. So once again, I'm not reading reversals with this spread. Okay. The first thing that comes out here, and I feel like, this is basically how to get what you want and how to go about it with a very systematic approach, okay? So the beginning of the month, these two cards pop out first. So this is dealing with possibly residual energies as well. We have the Temperance card in the Nine of Cups. Now, the first thing that pops out at me, first of all, is that both of these, there are heavy, heavy cups energy. So it deals with overindulgence, satisfaction, smugness. It basically means getting what you want, but you want to make sure you hold things, do things in moderation, okay? This is about moderating your emotional feelings because the Temperance card is about balance, okay? And I feel like linked up with the Nine of Cups, it does deal with emotional balance. It does deal with juggling something that you've just attained, something that you have just recently incorporated into your life, and now you're trying to either carve time for it or to carve time out to enjoy life and to have some fun, either going out with friends or having a lot more, leisure activities, doing more leisure activities. But I do feel that you want to not drop the ball when it comes to other responsibilities that you have to offer, that you have to tend to. So this is about doing things in moderation. There is something in your life that is, if it came through the beginning of this month or the very end of, and as a result of it, you might get swept off your feet and you might just overindulge, okay? It could be overindulging in food, wine, drinking, or overindulging in another person comes up greatly to me as well. So that means becoming crazed with another person and not taking care of your own practical responsibilities or not devoting enough time to the things that you're supposed to take care of, okay? So both of these are very, very good cards, but together they do indicate to me overindulgence, okay? Overindulgence can leave you in a state of emotional imbalance as well, so keep that in mind. All right. So what I'm feeling here is going back to what I mentioned about, something that you're trying to unravel. There are many, many actors involved, okay? So this is a card about the Nine of Cups, first of all, was about wish fulfillment. The Wheel of Fortune is about, your luck turning around, everything coming your way, and everything that is meant to be on your path is basically going to cross your path this month. So you have a wealth of opportunities, a wealth of abundance coming through for you. And this can be expanding your social circle, your professional network, as well as, having a myriad of love interests coming your way. So it's like luck and abundance, everything is coming through for you. What I'm feeling here with the Five of Swords as well. The Five of Swords traditionally it indicates like an empty victory. Okay, so once again, all the opportunities are laid out in front of you, and I feel that it's really important for you to be extra careful and extra strategic this month, because what it tells me is, for example, if you have a lot of professional contacts that come through, you want to devote your time to contacts that are actually, going to that are that have the same interests as you, or group functions that you feel closely in alignment with, okay? So that you're not scattering your time and your energy. Additionally, you might have a myriad of love interests coming through for you as well. And some of them are just one night stand, while others are long-term commitment. So depending on whatever it is that you're after, you want to be strategic and think about long-term ramifications. So for example, you are really attracted to somebody, but there's another person that has long-term potential. So you would, you would discard the one with long-term potential just for that one night stand. So this is about, a hollow victory. It comes about with a lot of choices, a lot of options, and a lot of opportunities, but you want to make the right choice so that you don't end up in this state where you got what you want, but in terms of, an overall victory at the end of it, which is like the things that you crave, the things that provide a little bit more stability for you are not there. So I hope that makes sense to you when it comes to work as well. So, don't, I guess it's really important to start planning out the opportunities that are leading down a dead end, or the opportunities that have long-term career or professional growth, or even like that are a little bit more stable for you in the long run, or that are better for you in the long run, okay? So it's like a myriad of opportunities coming through on all fronts: love, relationships, social interactions, professional networks, as well as jobs. So I feel that you don't really have to worry. It's just, you want to follow the trail that leads you to like pay dirt rather than leading you to a dead end. Okay, so be very careful about this. And the Five of Swords is a sword suit, and you're an air sign, so I'm more inclined to believe that you might be in a situation where you are tempted as well. Okay. And I feel strategy, long-term planning is really important. So it would be in your best interest, I would say, like to try to figure out, or at least, not succumb to opportunities that will also be hurtful to other people. Okay. So I'm also feeling as well for a lot of you, if you are driving, be very, very careful. Make sure you are completely sober or have a designated driver. Okay. So don't do something at the expense of somebody else. Okay. That's it's basic karma. It's the rule of the universe. It's karma, actions and consequences. Okay. Opportunities are there. Be careful about your actions, as well as, your actions can bring about negative or positive consequences. So how you act, following your moral compass, knowing right from wrong, and I guess like tuning into your higher intuitive knowledge, higher truths, rather than baser desires. Okay, so that's important here. The next cluster deals with your emotional state, and for a lot of you, we have a soulmate connection here. You have the Two of Cups as well as the Three of Wands, and both of these indicate to me that there is an energy circulating around you of a very, very fated union with another person, okay? For a lot of you, this is a situation that you've been waiting on for quite some time. I feel that I feel like this is somebody that you might have been waiting on like 5 months. I'm sensing 5 months because of the ships in the back, and I feel like you're waiting for it, and I feel like the universe is rewarding the wait. Okay, it is rewarding you for the wait and whatever the hard work that you've been dealing with. The Two of Cups, once again, in a love situation, it does indicate a situation, a relationship that is built on equality. It's a very egalitarian relationship. There is equal give and take. There's also a very strong sense of camaraderie and a strong sense of mutual caring and reciprocity between two people. In terms of on the mundane sense, it can also indicate contracts, things coming together, things getting off the ground, and things being solidified. So I mentioned earlier, there's a lot of meetings, there's a lot of hashing out, there's a lot of negotiations that are taking place in your environment. And I feel that for a lot of you, you are going to be very, very victorious, because I feel like the opportunities are there and the contracts are being signed. Okay, so something is being solidified for this month, either in love or in business. I also feel as well there is a situation where the energy is coming in where you're solidifying something that you're supposed to do possibly for the next 2 years in your life. Okay, so some major shifts, important decisions need to be made. Okay, the next cluster, these are very good cards. Okay, so what I'm feeling intuitively based on the way these two cards are coming out is, I feel, first of all, Three of Wands, it does also indicate a little bit of travel as well. For a lot of you, you might be offered a job, and it might require a move from your immediate environment in order to pursue this job. So it might be geographically like a little bit further away, where you are going to have to move house, move property, as well as your belongings in order to pursue this job. Okay. That's what I'm sensing here. In terms of your finances, it looks very good. This is basically the seed of a new venture. So this can be a brand new project. This can be a brand new job, or it can be a new income generating opportunity. So it doesn't indicate self-employment just yet, but what I'm feeling is a lot of wealth and abundance coming through, as well as new jobs, especially for those of you who have been looking, and you have been looking for either 3, 5, 3 or 5 months, a lot of opportunities are coming through. So once again, that idea about, discernment, sifting through the illusions from the real things, okay, is really important for you. I feel that no matter what, by the end of this month, you're going to separate the mirage from the tangible things, okay? So you're going to pursue something that is a little bit more stable for you. What I'm also feeling is this is a situation with the Tower card, and the impact of the Tower is very, very transformative, and it can be very long lasting, okay? A lot of you might have some revelations regarding finances, regarding work, and regarding what it is that you want to pursue in terms of a new career path. So a lot of you might have left a situation where it might have been very lucrative, but it wasn't built on, stable foundations. As a result of it, you're moving on to something that is a little bit more stable. So I feel like a 180 turn for some of you regarding career. For others of you, what I'm feeling is that you are given something to build upon. And I do feel that this is something that that breaks you away from like this vicious cycle that you've been cycling through. So what I'm feeling is like in the past, for example, if you find yourself kind of like shifting from job to job, and they're just jobs, they're just very temporary, and you find yourself kind of coasting or drifting, you're going to realize that, okay, that's no longer working for me. I need a career. So I feel that you are searching for a career, something that you can build upon, and it is coming through for you as well. For others of you, you might find yourself like dating the same people over and over and over again. They might be different people, but their personality, the way the relationship unfolds, it's like the same pattern. Different people, same patterns over and over and over again. And as a result of it, you're starting to realize, you're coming to the realization, I want something a little bit more stable. I know what that looks like. And the stable thing is anything but the old thing. So I'm just going to go with something new. And you're going to have like a different outlook regarding how to build up stability and a better foundation in your own life. Okay. So these are very, very positive cards overall. What I'm also sensing is I feel like travel for a lot of you for a new job. Okay. Or like at least new opportunities coming through. And the job is very different from the usual jobs that you've done in the past. Okay. What I'm also sensing as well is there might be, honestly, I feel like there might be breakups as a result of one person pursuing a different job, and then the other person might not want to do the long distance relationship anymore. So I feel like work interfering with the home environment, work interfering with interpersonal relationships. So don't let these situations affect one another. Don't let them overlap, okay? So if, for example, you've been spending a lot of time at work and, your house is in disarray, make sure you take proper time to find the work-life balance. Work-life balance, balance in all aspects of your life, okay? So if you're in a new job, if you have started a new job and you're drinking all the time and you're out with your coworkers, just make sure it doesn't affect your other relationships. Like if you have a significant other and you're constantly at work or out drinking with your coworkers, for example, too, that can also, create jealousy and distrust and, unnecessary problems. So be careful about that, okay? Work-life balance is going to be very vital for you for this month. So you do have some very, very strong cards here that indicate to me like a lot of financial abundance, a lot of stability, and a lot of new energies coming through for you. So let's talk about the advice cards. I have here the Four of Wands, the Princess of Swords, and the Ten of Pentacles. The Four of Wands indicates like a lot of stability, a lot of structure is coming into your life. Now, Aquarius is one of the most eccentric signs of the zodiac, and you are very, very nonconformist. I definitely feel there are a lot of situations that is going to force you. I don't feel it's in a bad way. I don't feel it's disruptive, but there's a lot of structure that's coming through. We have the 4, which indicates foundations, and we also have the 10, which indicates like the apex of that generational wealth, okay? So Both of these cards alone indicate to me that for a lot of you, you have been kind of drifting, kind of bouncing around. This is the month for you to create a foundation and a structure for yourself, okay? So the Four of Wands indicate harmony within the home environment. So a previous home environment had to break down in order for you to be able to achieve new foundations. And the new foundation looks to me, it has the potential to grow. So whatever new relationship partner that you're in and you feel like, you know, that sense of like kindred soul, this is going to be a relationship that can withstand the test of time, because we're going from something very, very stable to something that like elements to it, meaning that it is going to stand the test of time. It is going to produce offspring. It is going to bear fruit. So whatever situation you're in, if it's like a new job that you're starting this month, you are going to have a lot of stability and a lot of, it's like a career track. It's not just a job, it's a career track. If it's a relationship as well, you are going to have a very, very stable, harmonious relationship. And there might be, it indicates to me strongly, marriage material, okay? This is like family, combining both sides of the family together, and you know, union and things like that. The one thing I want you to be mindful about is, I feel like this might be your energy. And you know, the Page of Swords, this is the Princess of Swords, but it shows up as the Page of Swords in the standard Rider-Waite deck. So it's telling me, so Aquarius, you have this very, very good, fruitful energy coming through for you in finances, in jobs, and also in love. And I feel like for a lot of you, you're starting to feel claustrophobic, okay? You're starting to like look at greener pastures. You're not taking it very seriously. You're still kind of trying to coast, you know, like doing the minimal just to get by. So I feel like it's really important for you to get your head in the game, to be a little bit more strategic, to understand that opportunities like this don't come often, and for you to be very thankful of the opportunities that are coming through for you. Because I feel like, you know, that's what I meant earlier when I said, like, you know, actions and consequences. A lot of opportunities, but deciding which ones to pursue is going to be of utmost importance for you. So, you know, get your head in the game. Don't get distracted. You're like swinging away with your sword, and you're not taking it as seriously as you should, is what I'm feeling, okay? So being a little bit more strategic, being a little bit more, I guess, like, I feel like almost like, welcome the opportunities when they come in, and try not to interfere with other people's family units, is what I'm sensing, okay? Because it's kind of like there is another couple here. There's another family here. So be very, very mindful that you don't stand in between other people. So this is specific advice for those of you who are potentially causing discord in other people's relationships. Like if you're like the Mr. or the Mrs. in a coupled with a married person, you want to be especially mindful of this, okay? So actions and consequences, and I feel that whatever new thing that comes through for you, it is going to be very, very stable, and I feel that it can lead to something very, it's something that is very tangible, very real, and it can lead to a marriage type of a situation, okay? So let's see what is in store for you, specifically for love. And I mentioned last month that you know, I started doing these using this deck, and then I said I wasn't going to read reversals, but then I forgot, and then I started reading reversals for a few signs, and I feel that the reversal is actually effective. So I'm just going to start reading reversals with this deck, because I feel at first I wasn't used to the deck, but now that I feel comfortable with it, I'm going to start reading reversals. This one is just a little bit more difficult to read, mainly because the images are so intense that it's hard to read them in reverse. But this deck is a little bit more muted, like the color schemes are a little bit more muted, so it doesn't bother me as much. So let's just read reversals with these. What's going on for Aquarius for love and relationships? I am going to read the singles and the couples together. So I'm just going to relay messages as I see them. So Aquarius in love. Okay. So let's look at this. And I feel like this is pertaining more to couples, okay? So for a lot of you, you have recently left a very, very serious, long-rooted, long-standing relationship. And a lot of you were very much invested in this situation, okay? So this is a situation where I feel like you were either married or you were living together. You were dating for an extended period of time. And I feel like there was a lot of misunderstandings, a lot of confusion, a lot of like unanswered questions that came through as a result of the relationship possibly dissolving or, you know, screeching towards like a halt, an end. And I do feel that, you know, with the moon in the reverse position, it indicates our intuition trying to steer us in the right direction, but our rational mind is like going on autopilot and steering us in a totally different direction altogether. So there's this tug and pull, like tug of war between your intuition and your sense of rationality. And as a result of it, you were utterly very, very confused. Okay, you were very confused. You were confused about how the situation transpired, how it descended into chaos, because I feel like it's either has ended or it is coming to an end. And I feel for a lot of you, you're just really, you want answers. And I feel honestly, you're dealing with somebody that was quite like cunning, that resorted to lying by omission. And I feel like their energy is a little bit sneaky. Their energy is a little bit sneaky. So I do sense that as a result of it, I feel like you were left in, you know, you're very black and white. You're a fixed sign. And I feel like as a result of it, you don't like to leave things kind of like hanging in limbo. Um, in terms of what's coming in new for you is I definitely feel that some answers are going to happen for you. I see some communication. I see some contact, possibly coming through with that person that you were in that long rooted, you know, relationship with. So there's contact coming through, and there's an opportunity to set things straight. And I do feel that the other person, I feel like there's a soulmate connection associated with that person. Okay, we have the Six of Cups, and for a lot of you, if this is not somebody that you have dated, but that you've known for quite some time, I definitely feel there is an opportunity here to reconcile and to like have a relationship. For others of you, where it's like an ex coming back from the past, wanting closure, wanting an explanation, there is going to be a discussion had between the two of you. But I don't feel that you're going to, you know, reminisce so much about the good times as much as the bad times. So I feel like it's left a sour taste in your mouth, and you're not really feeling like you want to reconnect. Okay, so this is indicative of looking back at a situation, no longer being naive and no longer looking at it through rose-tinted glasses. It's more about, you know, that sense of realism coming into focus and looking at a situation objectively and realizing that, yeah, it wasn't that great. So I feel like for a lot of you, you're leaving it behind. I feel there is an offer. Regardless of whether or not you're dealing with this, I feel there is an offer coming through. There is somebody in your environment that is coming through for you. I feel like they went out into the world and they made a name for themselves. They have a lot of They're in a position that is very prestigious. This is somebody that has power, that has influence, that can be tremendously like a little bit of a big ego associated with him or her. So I feel like there is somebody coming in around your environment, wanting to communicate with you, wanting to talk to you. And this person, it could be a fire sign, doesn't have to be a fire sign, but what I'm feeling is there's a little bit of, they could have a fire sign like sun, moon, or rising, but it doesn't have to be a fire sign. What I'm feeling more is like it's somebody with a little bit of an inflated sense of ego, but they are usually very truthful. Okay, so there is an offer coming through for you as well, or somebody coming to see you, to meet you. um in terms of, for those of you who are single, in terms of singles looking, things like that, I feel there is an earth sign. This is a very, very stable earth sign, male or female. This is somebody that is very nurturing. They love animals. So earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, they love animals. They love to nurture, take care of people, and they love to feed other people. So if they bring you, coffee, if they bring you food, just unsolicited, I feel like this is the energy that you might be dealing with, okay? This is somebody who is very financially stable as well. And I feel like they're not as abrasive or as, I guess, like, I would say arrogant as this other person. So the energy here is, I feel like for those of you who are single, who are like on the market, I feel there is an earth sign for you, okay? And this earth sign is somebody that has courted you, that has, that you really caught their attention. And I feel like when they first came into the picture, you were, still moping over something that happened in the past with a previous relationship partner. And as a result of it, you weren't in the frame of mind where you were even thinking about dating. But I do sense that over time, this person might have proven themselves to be a little bit more stable. And as a result of it, you are in a position now where you're just like, okay, I'm not going to put my life on hold anymore. I'm not going to be fearful about dating anymore because I trust this person. So I'm going to give it a chance. And this person seems to me to be very, very stable. So you want to like gauge here. Do you want to go with this really exciting person? Or do you want to stick with this very, very, stable, grounded, humble earth sign? So I feel like two people might be coming through for you guys. And I feel that one person, they're just so different. Their personalities are extremely different, like different ends of the spectrum here. One person is quite humble and modest, and the other person is very like I don't feel either of them are bad, honestly, but I do feel one of them is just a little bit more like flamboyant, a little bit more arrogant, confident. I would say, yeah. Let's use confident because this person is very confident. So that's what you're choosing between, and those are the energies that I feel is coming through for you. Overall, I feel for a lot of you, you're snapping out of your funk. You're no longer like keeping yourself guarded or locked up. I feel like you're a little bit more emotionally expressive this month. You're a little bit more joyful and just like you're really enjoying your life, I feel. So I'm feeling overall for couples, for a lot of couples out there, the main thing that you want to be mindful about is I feel that one person is spending a lot of time, working on their profession, working on to build up their craft, spending a lot of time at work with coworkers, with like employers, just trying to get their names out there. And then the other person is at home doing all the manual chores, doing all the household chores, taking care of the kids. And there's like both parties are not, getting opportunities to be intimate because there might be like a time difference. So I feel like that's what's happening for the couples. And I feel like one person is becoming a little bit resentful of the imbalances, of the unfairness, because they're doing at home doing a lot more work because the other person is working on their career. There's nothing, and you want to, make time for your partner and at least find ways to chip in to take care of the house chores. So I feel like these are really, really mundane, types of situations coming through, but they do affect the quality of the relationship. So if you can somehow show appreciation for your partner, if it sounds familiar to you, if you're the one pursuing your career and your partner is like bearing the brunt of the relationship, then I do feel it's important for you to tell your partner, show appreciation, or at least, be there, not take them for granted, be there to really help them, okay? Because I feel like for a lot of you, you might be involved with an earth sign in this type of a situation. So I feel like there can be discord within the home environment, like the home can be in disarray. For others of you, I definitely feel moving house as well. Moving house, getting a bid on a house if you with another person. And I do sense as well that the house itself needs a lot of repairs. So if that's the case you're dealing with, I feel like it's important to delegate responsibility so that one person is not taking it upon themselves to do all the work, okay? So Aquarius, overall, very, very good month. A lot of love opportunities coming through and a new job. So I wish you all the best. So it looks really good, okay? So take care of yourself, and I'll be back for the mid-month. Bye-bye.